I am beginning to suspect an Erufai who could possibly be working for Peter Obi. Maybe they have sent an Erufai, you go carry your baggage, take scatter that Obi popularity in the Middle Belt. Because if I am adding 1+1, all of a sudden people are loving Tinubu in the Middle Belt. How come? From where to where? It is laughable to see any Fulani politician come out and tell us that Tinubu is a goddamn power grabbers. I mean, these are people that are stripped off the whole Hausas in their own ancestral land, any political positions. And to top it up, they said that Tinubu is worse than the Fulani bandits in the forest. Watch this video together, and afterwards we'll continue the analysis.
They just know how to grab power. What we have done in this country is to allow bandits, not the ones in the bushes, the urban bandits, to take over the governments of our country.
Welcome back. I mean, that is Erufai there, and those are his words. You see, I am not a man who is after Tinubu's presidency. In fact, I pray that this man's administration comes to an end even before 2027, because the hardship, everything about Tinubu has been pain, agony, nothing more. But the idea that a man who is trying to pass a right message, and you are telling me that I should ignore the messenger, but I should hold on to the message, is not going to work with Erufai. An Erufai who has so many charges hanged on his neck. I mean, so many baggages. This same Erufai today is so bitter simply because Tinubu played the Ewedu logic on him. He betrayed him. Period. Because Tinubu, whom we saw during that campaign season, Tinubu was literally begging Erufai that I would not step down from this stage if you do not support me. And we saw how Erufai now went ahead afterwards. He was the one that gave Tinubu the idea of the Muslim ticket. I mean, as reported, as I've heard on the street of social media. And just today, because Tinubu haven't seen that this guy, probably he might be intelligent, he might be intellectual, but when you're talking about respecting the rights of others, when you're talking about what we call religious tolerance and what have you, Erufai cannot be guaranteed as a man who believes that there is what we call religious sovereignty. We all know what Erufai has been reported to have done in southern Kaduna. There are so many reports out there that he was the only minister who was going through the ministerial screening and he got a security alert report on. This could be frames, this could be lies, but what we know is Erufai is a danger to whoever he works with. And today, Erufai is being touted to work with Peter Obi. So many people are saying that it is a Peter Obi that must drive a ticket to chase out Tinubu with an Erufai. And there are so many arguments out there where we see the Middle Belt. I mean, I'm going to talk about that. You know, the Middle Belt are protesting, telling Peter Obi that you cannot have an Erufai as a running mate, because this man was very wicked. He was inhumane. He was heartless to the very existence of the Christians in southern Kaduna, and of course to their neighbors, Benue, Jos, and all that. That is statement that a word like Erufai, a word said by Erufai like a Muslim ticket will rule Kaduna for the next 50 years, and there's nothing the Christians will do about it. These words are inflammatory words, incendiary words. These words are words that are condescending, because you are telling other people that they don't matter. Period. Now, why will the Fulani'S all of a sudden and not a better person, why will it be an Erufai that will suddenly become the spokesperson, the spokesman of the Fulani oligarchs? Agreed. In the South, we all know that Tinubu has always been a power snatcher. We know how he he only plots a civilian coup. We know what he did in Ogun State. We know how he plotted a coup in Ondo State to take power, to restore APC. We know what he did in Edo State recently with that Edo election. How we saw a video that Tinubu was promising the Edo delegates that, do you want Edo back? And today, Edo is a gone story. In fact, today, Edo has been what? Batified. Now we are seeing Edo State Governor promising heaven and earth for a Tinubu re-election. I mean, everything we see now, a Delta has also been grabbed and snatched. Yes, indeed, Tinubu is a power grabber and is appearing to be a man who doesn't even know what he wants to do. But one thing that I would not take is it shouldn't be coming from a man like Erufai. Call me anything you want to call me, a bigot, whatever. I don't care. But one thing is, at this stage of our very existence, we must be careful who we accept advice from, because this is how they will deceive you. They will be wolves, but they will be dressing in sheep's clothing. These are people, and the Norths are known for this. This is how they deceive the Southeast for a good 24 years. The Southeast served the PDP. The Southeast were damn ruthlessly loyal to PDP. I mean, I have never seen people who can be so committed, diligently committed, wholeheartedly committed to PDP. But we saw how the North, at the very core minute, the very moment that the Southeast were supposed to be handed the crown of leadership, right? We saw how Tambowal from Sokoto State, a Fulani man, we saw how Atiku, a Fulani man, we saw how they all said that, well, it shouldn't be. If it is, Atiku didn't need to be told that the party needs to zone it. It didn't have to. Common sense applies that this young man called Buhari, did I call Buhari a young man? Sorry, this old man called Buhari just finished 8 years. And in fact, Atiku was one of the enablers of Buhari in his first tenure. So, an Atiku who lost 2019 to a Buhari should have known that, let me allow Peter Obi go. Yes, that's what he should have done. Imagine an Atiku had done that. Today, a Peter Obi would have been spending his 2 years. Then we will know by 2031, when Obi is ending his presidency, and Atiku, who might be 82 or whatever age, he can still run. Even if na one time, he go run am. It doesn't matter. Age is not a barrier in politics. There are so many people who become president at the age of 79, even at 80. And you'll be surprised that within 4 to 8 years, they are able to have what we call revolutionary change impact to a country. So, but you see that greed, right, is the issue that I have with the northern oligarchs. And this is why I said that, call me a bigot, whatever you want to call me. I will never push the interest of the North ahead of the South. Impossible. And I can guarantee you that you will never find any Northerner. You will never find any Northerner, come what may, that will tell you that, let the South go for where, how you want to see them. These images, this what's it called, trying to please the North. Yes, it might be possible because you have not become the president, but you have to understand that becoming the president in Nigeria, you don't even need the North precisely. Yes, you don't even need, when I mean the North, the Connaught. When I checked the 2011 election that Jonathan won, what I found out is that Jonathan did not win any core northern states. Jonathan did not win Sokoto, he did not win Borno, he did not win Kano, he did not win the KKK states. But one thing Jonathan won was that middle belt. The middle belt that Jonathan won, right? He won middle belt decisively and convincingly. He won the whole of South, Southeast, South, and Southwest convincingly. And yes, we have a Jonathan as a victorious aspirant. This relationship, sudden acquaintances, because I have seen, I have watched meticulously those who are propagating Erufai in the last few days are mostly the supporters of Peter Obi, and they must be careful because the middle belt. These are not my words. The middle belt who gave Peter Obi nothing less than 1 point something million votes are saying that we do not want him. Call a Tinubu whatever, but an El-Rufai must not be on the ticket. El-Rufai is trying to look for the, is trying to win the minds and souls of the obedient, because El-Rufai is now talking like he has suddenly turned a new leaf. Really? Is that how a wolf will just suddenly turn into a sheep? Are you with me? So the question and what you must beg for answer is, the middle belt who gave a Jonathan the victory in 2011, the south, east, south, south, and southwest that gave a Jonathan the victory in 2011. Is it possible that a Peter Obi could follow that template? I think it is possible, right? I think a Peter Obi should do everything possible to go and seek the endorsement of a Jonathan. I think so. For me, at this stage, if a voting block, tell you like, don't try and have this man on your team, the very moment a Tinubu discarded Erufai, the following weeks, 2 weeks later, I'm telling you, it was intentional. Tinubu commissioned 33 key infrastructures. Southern Kaduna University of Engineering or something. He did Middle Belt, or be North Central Development Commission. He gave one of their sons a very critical ministerial, or should I say, yes, a ministerial position. He gave the Chief of Defense Staff, a Southern Kaduna man. He gave him one of the top military ranking positions. So if a Tinubu is looking at the Fulani'S like, man, these guys, they are moving wavy and they might not actually support me come 2027. And by the way, I know that a Tinubu will still get some vote, but he might not win, right? Then the man that must be talked to, that must be sat down and have senses spoken into his head today, is an article with an Erufai not involved. There are 1,000 or over 1 million people that can deputize a Peter Obi. I'm telling you. So the issue that if you have a Peter Obi, Dati Baba Ahmed ticket again, that they cannot win, it's a lie. A Dati Baba Ahmed who is seen as an intellectual, the owner of Base University, if he runs with a Peter Obi again, and if a Peter Obi decides to consolidate now even more in the middle belt, and he has the endorsement of Atiku, yes, this time he might not be able to have that inroads he had in Southwest, because this time now Agbero go and finish anybody for Southwest too. I cannot, I'm not gonna lie. The Southwest 2027 election is going to be the bloodiest. I am so ashamed that sometimes I look at my Southwestern brothers and then I just shake my head. They've turned most of these boys to nincompoos. They've turned them to charlatans. You see them, which day was that? Sheyi Tinubu was at the ICM. You have to see the old men doing toilet. Look at that video. Let me try and show you the video. So, it is crazy. So, are you going to tell me that in 2027, Peter Obi must have it at the back of his mind that he cannot lose North Central? In fact, I'm going to tell you that North Central is the pathway for Peter Obi's victory. I'm telling you. Because if a Peter Obi can at least grab 5 of the 7 states in North Central, it's a done deal for him. Because South is for him, guaranteed. South is guaranteed. And he's still going to have some votes in the Southwest, whether they like it or not. And I can still tell you that an article, if he endorses him, will give Peter Obi more vote. You see, this thing is not rocket science. An Igbo man to become the president of Nigeria is just, they need, unfortunately, the man who is leading that charge, I don't want to say he's too timid, but he needs to be outspoken. He needs to be decisive with what he wants. He needs to challenge the powers that be. He needs to tell Atiku, Oga, I have served you. And let him have that indoor conversation. Or he brings it to the public. He can ask Nigerians should please beg Atiku for me. Atiku, I need Atiku's endorsement. Atiku must not run. This is still the turn of the South, and I am. Obi must be able to say words like that. We need to work together, but by 2031, I guarantee that I will be stepping down. These things are very easy to do, but I know that the Fulani's will never. Let me tell you, the narratives going out there now is no Atiku, no Igbo presidency. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It is crazy. So you see the Fulanis who are trying to badmouth Tinubu, right? Forgetting that Tinubu is a Southerner, forgetting that a Southerner would rather have a Tinubu than have another Fulani man there. Those same Fulanis are now still telling a Peter Obi whom they should be propagating. You will find it hard for any Fulani man to come out and tell you that Peter Obi is the next best thing. I've not seen anybody. I've not seen Erufai say that. I've not seen Atiku say that. I have not seen Lamido Sule Sam. I've not seen her. I've not seen the Emir of Kano. I've not seen nobody. None of them. They are finding it hard to, to project Obi. They are finding it hard to do. So Peter Obi must be clear what he wants. He must not shy. El-Rufai, who is trying to be attacking Tinubu, will even be a more. In fact, at this stage, I am beginning to suspect an El-Rufai. I am beginning to suspect an El-Rufai who could possibly be working for Peter Obi. Maybe they have sent an El-Rufai, you go carry your baggage, take scatter that Obi popularity in the Middle Belt. Because if I am adding 1+1, all of a sudden people are loving Tinubu in the Middle Belt. How come? From where to where? And all of a sudden people are now attacking Peter Obi in the Middle Belt. From where to where? When it is a Peter Obi that has been to Middle Belt more than even the president in the last 2 years. A Peter Obi who has given nothing less than 10 million to Benue, to Plateau. In fact, a Peter Obi has even gotten disgraced because he has been visiting Benue to an extent that the Benue state governor is threatening that you are becoming too popular. They had to give Peter Obi no access to Benue state. And so we must begin to look at these things with our inner eyes. A Tinubu can never be trusted. El-Rufai could be, it could be a machinery. Just the way they use Dan Ebola. So, if you are a supporter of Peter Obi, you just listen to me. Please share these programs to all obedience. Like El-Rufai might be working for a Tinubu, and let them keep an eye on him, because whether the obedience like it or not, the Middle Belt is a sure pathway, right? They are the wild card. You know, when you play what now, this card, you know that card that they call general market. The Middle Belts are the joker for Peter Obi, and Peter Obi needs to consolidate, because what Tinubu wants to do is to grab the Middle Belts from Peter Obi, right? That's why you see so many divisions going on. The Middle Belts are coming out to say that they've never enjoyed the federal government since the time of Obasanjo until now, because Tinubu has been passing some bills, inaugurating some schools, moving monies and all that. You can even see the Middle Belt are not talking about the insecurity. The politics has blinded their eyes and face and senses. So these are the issues. So a Peter Obi, the obedience, everybody must be proactive. Don't trust an El-Rufai for that word they said. I do not trust him, and I don't think you should trust him. Please, if you're just watching, kindly subscribe, like, and share. Bye for now. And yes, happy new month.